Basically, the number short of it is he sold his own daughter to pay off a gambling debt. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Tearjerkers, the show where we make a tier list on the most important subjects in gaming. Today, I am joined by Rob and Phil from the office. We are going to be looking at parental figures in gaming. That's right, the mums and dads of the gaming world. Now, I believe we do indeed have a father on the show today, Phil. So you're going to be best placed to judge what it's like to be a father in a game. How is it in real life being a father?
It's superb. I love it.
That was enthusiastic right there. No sleep is obviously the case. Rob, obviously, we've all got mums and dads. You've got a cat, Dad.
I am indeed. I have two little kittens of my own.
Yeah.
So I am a type of dad.
You're a type
It's
of dad.
valid.
Yes, you're a dad to a furballs dad.
Exactly.
As opposed to small person.
And I have all the cuts and grazes to prove it.
Yep, that's fine. And I also have a mum and dad. So let's get us straight on to our first character. We're gonna a bunch of different characters in different games, all throughout the gaming sphere. Our first one is John Marston from Red Dead Redemption, a big character. You guys Red Dead fans at all? Anyone play Red Dead 1 or 2?
I've genuinely never played it. I've seen so much GINX material where we've used it. I know everything about Red Dead from other people at GINX playing it.
I'm not sure how I feel about having a father who is essentially a cowboy and goes around killing people. And I know it's for the right reasons, but I'm still not sure how I feel about that.
I think my logic for all of this is going to be, would I trust my cats with this person?
Right.
And right now I'm feeling a no.
I think he's a character that I would send my child for a week or a couple days just to be yeah.
That sounds like a punishment.
Yeah. He's a punishment dad, I think.
Punishment dad. Yeah, he's very, very stern, very scary. C, D, maybe lowered?
I think D.
D tier?
I would have said C. I reckon he's all right, just not someone you really, really want there.
So I'm going to split the difference on that one and go D for John Marston from Red Dead, our first one. All right, we have Bowser from the Nintendo series. Phil, our Nintendo expert.
Bowser is loved by his children. He sends his children to fight plumbers. I think that's pretty no-brainer, really.
I think they are just desperate for their father's love, and that is why they do all this stuff, because they can't get a little morsel of it otherwise.
It's not great, and he always tries to capture a mum. That's not a great way to get a mum.
For his children.
Yeah, but you don't capture them. That's bad. Look, I don't think we can go high at all here. This is not great.
Crazy.
Yeah, I reckon this is E.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's gonna have to be an E tier.
Whoa.
It's not great. I don't want him to be my dad. You wouldn't look after your cats either.
Definitely not.
Okay, next up from the world's most complicated game series, Metal Gear Solid, it's Big Boss / Naked Snake. Guys, any thought?
He doesn't want to be a parent, does he?
He didn't get a choice.
Yeah.
He was cloned to make some kids.
Yeah, parenthood's kind of been thrust upon him.
Yeah.
And he's always been a soldier. He's not a father. He's a soldier. He wants to be doing battles and stuff.
He's not a good parent by intention or results. So
It's almost an F.
Bad dad.
I think it is an F,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Bad
Yeah. All right, we have Kratos from the God of War series. Big series, guys. What do we think?
I think he's bad dad. I know that he really cares about his kid and he really protects him a lot, but he puts him in so many unnecessary dangerous situations because of the lifestyle he lives.
could you argue that he wants peace for his child, so he kills everyone?
What? No.
I mean, he has killed almost everyone else. He's the God of War. It's literal carnage. However, I think he's well-intentioned, even if he...
Yeah.
He tried to kill his own father.
He did kill his own father.
Yeah.
Bad son, good dad.
I think ultimately good things, bad things, middle. C?
Okay.
Sticking with God of War, we also have Freya. Now, Freya, complicated story involving her trying to keep her son alive, but then ruining her son's life, and he's angry about it, and she doesn't want to change her mind because she'd rather he'd be alive than... Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, this one.
It's classic good intention, bad result.
Yeah, because the whole story is a bit of a mess, and I think ultimately this almost feels the same as Kratos in many.
Yeah, I don't think she's as bad, but I can't think of enough redeeming qualities to put her higher than a C.
She's put herself ahead of her son, even if she's trying to do the right thing. C again?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, back to Nintendo. So Phil, you're up for Kangaskhan.
I think Kangaskhan is incredibly irresponsible. I think Kangaskhan goes into battle with her child every single time. The child is at the front, not even at the back. In Pokemon X and Y, when you Mega Evolve, the child comes out the pouch and fights as well. It's a whole mess. Like, fair enough, the child is with, like, there's a lot of attachment there, but nah, I think that's everything.
She does seem to want to protect her child, just maybe not in the best way.
Doesn't sound great overall.
It's not terrible, like completely terrible. So what are you thinking? D-ish?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
C, D? I'll go D. We'll go D for Kangaskhan. All right, next up, from one of the biggest fantasy series around, it's Geralt from The Witcher.
I think Geralt is like high ranking for me. Like he's like a guardian dad, like it's not his real daughter. And I think he genuinely tries to like keep her out of trouble all the time. Genuine good dad.
Isn't he like a drunken nymphomaniac?
No, I wouldn't say drunken, that's not fair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does look after Ciri and he has real good intention for her.
Yeah, and who doesn't want to be protected by Henry Cavill?
That's
you know?
true. That's true. I don't think S. I think maybe A. I think maybe just below.
Okay.
I think we'll go A.
Oh, good.
Sorry, Phil. Sticking with The Witcher, we're going to go with Yennefer. Now, this is going to be interesting because sort of the same relationship with Ciri, but better, worse?
More irresponsible, in my opinion. Like she's a classic anti-hero. Like she does good things overall, but in a really bad way.
She's all about herself, and she wants to help Ciri. There's no other focus because it's what I want. And I'm not sure that's entirely the best way to be a parent.
Yeah, I would trust my cats more with Geralt than with her.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's not bad. I still would like her to be my mum if that was like compared to a lot of others on this list.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's go B.
I think that's about right.
B. Okay, next up it is GWYN from Dark Souls. I'm a big Dark Souls fan, so I think I'll take this one. I like GWYN. GWYN does the right thing. He wants to save the world, so he sets himself on fire. He sacrifices himself to save the world, but he does put his kids in a slightly awkward position where they're trying to protect his legacy, even though there really isn't much of one anymore because the world is dying.
Yeah, maybe like good person, bad dad.
Yeah, there's a difference between the two. So.
Oh, it's going to be like a D or an E, isn't it?
Yeah, you know him best. I'll go with your judgment.
Oh, it's going to be an E, isn't it? Oh, God damn it. Okay, next up, Ethan Mars from Heavy Rain, one of Quantic Dreams games. This famously the guy who loses his child in a shopping mall and shouts Jason repeatedly. That's not being a great dad, is it?
No.
Bad dad.
Bad dad.
How bad dad? I mean, it's not like
Worse.
Yeah, it's not killing them, it's just losing them and not
a lot of
looking
bad
after
things
them.
happen as a result of him losing his child as well. That's like, it's like you make one mistake and it all spirals out of control.
Supermarkets aren't easy, so.
Supermarkets, not for anyone, especially not for fathers, as you would well know. It might be another E, you know.
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
an E.
Yeah.
All right, it's one for esports fans. It's Anna from Overwatch. You guys played Overwatch?
Yep. Yeah.
A little bit.
I think she's got the good mix. She's a healer type character. She's also a sniper, which means she can protect but from far away as well. I think there's a great mix there.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've got some room to be irresponsible if you're a healer. Like, you could let some bad things happen to your kid just because you know you can heal them.
Yeah.
But I would say that she doesn't want her daughter to be in combat, right? That's the story. But
Yeah.
when her daughter says, yes, I want to be in combat, she's like, okay. I
Respects
respect
her
your
decision.
Which is good. I think I like that. I think, dare I say it, I think we might have an S tier here.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
Best we've had so far. S tier for you, Anna. Congratulations. I'm sure you're delighted. All right, from the Borderlands series, Handsome Jack. Guys, Borderlands?
Handsome Jack is extremely egotistical. I don't think Handsome Jack would make a good parent. I think he would just like try to live either vicariously through his kid or like make his kid his slave.
Yeah, I think he could be super manipulative, you know?
Okay, so grade-wise, pretty low.
I mean, he's not trying to I don't think he'd kill them, like, if he likes them, so maybe like E-ish.
Yeah.
E. All right, I think E sounds good. All right, next up, from The Binding of Isaac, it's Mum, who is in fact the villain character. Guys, Binding of Isaac?
She's not great, is she?
Sound good?
Not great is an understatement. She wants to kill her own child for the sake of a godly premonition. The whole game is based on the fact that it's her son having nightmares about the things his mum's going to do to him.
It's just horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it is about as F tier as it gets. Absolutely. Sorry, Naked Snake, you are with Mum from Binding of Isaac. Bloody hell. All right, one of the most controversial characters on the list next in Joel from The Last of Us.
Controversial. I think he's fine.
Yeah, I think he's got like a difficult storyline, and then he becomes a good guardian.
Redemption there.
He's a really bad person. He does a really bad thing at the end of that game, though. He says he saves Ellie to save the world, like to stop the rest of the world will die.
So good dad?
Good dad, bad person.
God, you're right, aren't you? But okay, so he can't be S tier though. He's got to be.
I agree. Oh yeah.
So maybe B.
Yeah, I think that's probably about fair.
B. All right, B. All right, one of my favourite games of the last sort of 10 years or so from the Walking Dead Telltale series. It's Lee. I love Lee from this game. An incredible guy. Starts out finding this girl who has no parents and just desperately wants everything for her, despite the world going to hell. And in the end, there's an incredibly sad moment where she has to basically put him out of his misery, and it's incredibly sad. Love this guy. I just think he's amazing.
Sounds like pretty S tier to me.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like there's anything. Is there anything wrong with him?
No, honestly, I don't think there. I think he's just a genuinely good guy who wants to be a good father in a terrifying zombie world.
That's an S.
That's an S tier.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the biggest JRPGs of all time next in Final Fantasy VII and Barrett. Guys.
Barrett is I think he's he leads with his heart type character. Looking after a child that's not his.
Yeah, he's another guardian dad. Although, I mean, he does have a gun for an arm, which is cause for some concern.
Like, can't really change any nappies, and that's kind of weird.
A bit dangerous. It goes off all of a sudden.
Just kill someone. Right, but
it's not, okay, so it's not perfect. C?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's about right.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
Okay, C. All right, from the later Resident Evil games, it is Mia. She has a very complicated story involving becoming a terrifying monster and then looking after the child. It's all a mess. Not great, but I'm not necessarily sure that's her fault.
Yeah, something bad has sort of happened to her.
Does that make her a good mum? Probably not.
Yeah, there's no sympathy votes here.
No, I guess even if it's not your fault, you still got to be a good. Like, I wouldn't want her to be mine. I wouldn't want her to look after your cats. Same kind of thing.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. E.
So, E. I might go D, just because I just think that she does have good intention. It's just not her fault. I don't think E's fair.
Okay, fine.
All right, D. Next up, we have Goku from the Dragon Ball series, Dragon Ball Fighters, other Dragon Ball games. Phil, this feels like your kind of era, this kind of game. What do you think of Goku as a father figure?
I think Goku is quite possibly the worst dad you could find, because...
What, worse than someone who's trying to sacrifice their own child
no worse than
to God?
Goku's a bad dad because he's never around. He just wants to go off and fight things and fight people and save the world. So
Does he have a child?
He has 2 kids.
I don't know anything about Dragon Ball.
Gohan and Goten, and he let someone else raise his kids. Besides the mum, so Chi-Chi raises the kids, but then also Piccolo is there. And Piccolo is basically Gohan and Goten's dad because he trained them and keeps them safe. And Goku's never around, so...
Bad dad.
It sounds like a bad dad. Are we talking sacrificing bad dad?
No,
No, this is classic absent father dad, which is like, it's going to mess you up, but it's not going to kill you. Yeah,
so is it an E? Are we filling our last E slot?
I think so.
Goku, you're our full E category with Bowser, GWYN Lord of Cinder, Ethan Winters, and Handsome Jack. It's again a party that I don't think any of us would particularly like to be at. I tell you what, I play a fighting game with those characters though. That would be properly interesting. And finally, a game that caused a lot of controversy, but I certainly fall on one side of this. From BioShock Infinite, it's Booker DeWitt. Have we played BioShock Infinite or BioShock at all?
I played the first BioShock.
Okay, so Booker's not in that.
No.
But Booker is tied into the first game because BioShock Infinite is basically everything repeats itself, and at one point they go back to Rapture and he's there. Basically, Booker is both the main character and the bad guy in the game because there are 2 different time periods of him. He's trying to save his daughter, and then he meets someone who helps, but that's also his daughter from another time period. So it's all tied into each other. But he basically, the number short of it is, he sold his own daughter to pay off a gambling debt.
Oh.
And then when he tried to escape with her, when he realised what he did was wrong, he passed her through a time portal and chopped her little finger off because she got stuck. Booker DeWitt is a terrible human being.
Is there anything lower than F?
It could might very well be at this point.
word.
This is about as bad as sacrificing to your god, isn't it?
I reckon that's down. That's got to be bottom tier as well.
It's F tier, isn't it, for Booker DeWitt? I'm glad we could do that because you should play Bioshock Infinite. It's a fantastic game, but it's a messed up story. But that's it, and that finishes our parental gaming figures tier list. So I'll go through them one by one, starting from the bottom. In F tier, Naked Snake, Mum from Binding of Isaac, and Booker DeWitt. I feel a bit sorry for Naked Snake, and let's be honest with you now. Now we've done that, I'm like, it should have been a bit. I'm sorry, but Booker and Mum are definitely worse. Sorry, Naked Snake, I do apologise. From E tier, we have Bowser, GWYN, Lord of Cinder, Ethan Winters, Handsome Jack, and Goku. Be happy with that?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. In D tier, John Marston, Kangaskhan, and Mia from Resident Evil. From C tier, we have both Kratos and Freya from the God of War series, as well as Barrett from Final Fantasy VII. In B tier, Yennefer and Joel from The Last of Us. In A tier, we have Geralt of Rivia and no one else. And in S tier, Anna from Overwatch and Lee from The Walking Dead. Now, before we finish, were there any other gaming parental figures or any other gaming characters you think we should really have want to express? Is there anyone you think, oh yes, I'd love to put them in somewhere?
The mums in the Pokemon games.
Oh.
But specifically, the one from Generation 2, so Pokemon Gold, Silver, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, because she gives you running shoes, like all the mums do.
Yep.
But she also saves your money for you when from your battles. She spends it sometimes, not on herself. She buys items for you.
Yeah.
And generally, I think she calls you. Yeah, she calls you.
She gives you a text or a call.
She gives you a text or a call.
Oh, and she gives you a map.
She gives you a map.
Is that to stop you being an irresponsible spender? So it's like, so that you can't spend all your money on like
I mean, well, you
candies.
are a 10-year-old kid, so.
That's very sensible, to be
She's
fair.
like, I'm going to buy you some new running shoes.
Yeah.
Learning to save, especially in the cost of living crisis we're in now, it's important to learn to save.
So, mums from Pokemon games.
Good mum.
Specifically, mum from.
Where we put them?
That's an S tier.
To be fair, I can't think of like she's very okay with like her child being far away from home, doing a lot of like street fights.
Killing animals, killing weird creatures for a living.
But I guess that's a cultural thing. That's not her fault.
That's the culture of the whole.
Yeah, we don't understand the Kanto region very well, do we?
Johto region.
Johto region. Oh God, there we go. Sorry. I got it wrong, Pokemon fans. I'd go A tier myself, but that would just be.
Yeah, I think that's.
Geralt's on his own. I want to have Geralt sat there talking to the mum from Pokemon over a cup of tea. That'd be excellent. All right, let's put her in there in A tier. Why not? Let's give Geralt someone to talk to. That'd be fun. And that's it. That's another tier list. Our parental figures tier list is done. My thanks to Rob and Phil for joining me this week as we went through that. Join us again for another one sometime soon. We'll see you then.